Hello everybody, Intervision over 7 here, back with another video. This is going to be part 2 of my Adventures mode playthrough. So, we've got Chapter 2 here, The Hunt. As you push deeper into the Highlands, you realize foul scrats have overrun the area. They have said to have a mysterious lucky leader looking for the artifact. Hurry up, you must get to it before he does. So yeah. In this chapter, unlike chapter 1, there's kind of like this special effect that always goes on. So basically every start of the match, both players start all fights with a free healing, fireball, spirit infusion, or sunburn in their deck. So that's just kind of like most of these are like even healing or buff spells. Well, that's kind of cool. And I'm going to do this playthrough, or this chapter. I'm going to do it with Jolo, the luckiest scrat alive. He has come to the frozen highlands with his gang of treasure hunting scrap minions. He has come looking for the relic, mountain shaper, and all epic loot that goes with it. Unfortunately, many of his loyal scrap followers have recently started to turn against him. Utterly without good reason, of course, as Jolo knows he is the best scrap leader of all time. So we've got Jolo here. Little scrat in our tower. He actually does pretty decent damage for, you know, being a scrat. Where he sticks nearby enemies with his tiny dagger for 40 damage per second. So that's actually alright. It's but probably a little bit stronger than Minion and the crossbow guy here. But yeah. So what is his perks? So his first level, pretty decent. Sticky fingers. Basically, he steals a card out of the enemy's deck every 25 seconds, and it costs 3 less, and it's a single use. So basically, like say if I was to get like a magma cannon here from my opponent, I would get a magma cannon that cost 1, so you know I get a 3 mana discount. So that's pretty nice. The biggest thing is getting a 3 mana discount on that. That makes it good. And then his second level is a counterban. Reduce the cost of all cards in your deck and hand by 1 until played. So basically levels up, and then everything in the more cards I got in my deck, the better with that, because you get a bigger discount throughout the course of the game. But it's just once, but it's not bad. Yeah, just some free mana. It may not seem like much, but it's actually a bigger deal than it would seem like. And then his last, or his level 3 is kind of interesting, where coin flip. So basically, whenever a friendly minion would die, instead there's a 50% chance that instead it heals 100 health. Can only happen once for each minion. So there's a thing that's kind of misleading about how this is worded, where like, see, you've got a scrat that only has 15 health and it will probably die in one hit to a lot of stuff, but the thing with this is, like, if the scrat, it doesn't matter how much it gets overkilled by. So, like, say if you got a scrat there and it gets cleaved by a cleaver, you know, obviously it's getting overkilled by, like, 200 some damage or something like that. But this can still keep the scrat alive, because even though the cleaver, even though the scrat gets all this overkill damage, it basically, like, kicks in kind of like a shield or something and actually heals the scrat, so it never actually hits 0 or something. That's kind of something that's a little misleading. It's not, the units don't have to live the hit to be healed by that. And it also, Jolo gets this little buff too. So like if you were to die, you have a 50% chance to come back with 100, but I don't know if 100 health would ever save you, because it's not a whole lot, especially for the master at 3,000, but hey, it's something. So that's Jolo in a nutshell. And he likes scrap minions and stuff. I've done one with Fugius and Minion already, so I'm going to do one with Jolo, just to keep it a little bit different. So I got our affinity cards here. The only one I've unlocked is Bounty Sniper, so I'm just going to take it. 1 mana discount, so it's like, costs as much as a normal sniper, but get you some XP and stuff. So our first opponent here is Scrawny Treasure Hunter. Eat it and take its stuff. New boss promised more loot. So basically these bitches betrayed me, and they're like, even though I was their leader, they're like, hey, we've got a new guy and they want to eat me, apparently. So apparently scrats are cannibals for some reason. So at the master is probably just 1 scrat, and basically its levels are scrat revenge. Summon a scrat whenever your master takes damage. So that could be really annoying. Like if I get scrat back to run up to this and start slapping this tower, there's going to be a bunch of scrats that come out of it. And it looks like as it levels up, it just gets more scrats. So level 2, 2 scrats come out, and then level 3, 3 scrats come out. Or scrat revenge. Or scrat revengine. Huh. That's some weird names. Anyways, it will be a little annoying, but that's usually the first couple of these opponents aren't that bad. I'll display these here, take both bridges. So it looks like I got sunburn. I'll just sunburn that stuff away. Yep, goodbye. That's kind of like what sunburn does. It's like a little AoE spell where it does 10 damage 10 times that radius there to all enemies, and then it applies rage to everything that gets hit. That glues your own stuff and your opponent's stuff. So that's kind of interesting. It's like good for clearing out a swarm while buffing like you're a big tank or something. I'm just going to play this sniper scrap back here. He's going to start sniping away some of these scrats and getting me experience, so that's pretty nice. I'll play those there so he doesn't get overwhelmed. I'll play that because that was in my opponent's deck. So that there, I normally don't have that, but my opponent had in their deck, so I got that for free. So now he's going to die there, but that's whatever. I'm going to play. So this is a spell that just kind of summons a random scrat unit. Yeah, so now I got a sniper scrat with rage. So that's kind of cool. That's actually one of the better ones to get, probably. This guy's going to be pretty nice once he levels up, because he's just going to keep AoE attacking, and once the scrats that come out of that tower are just going to immediately die, like that right there. That poor guy who just... You know, they're just sending him off to their death. That's alright. And basically this master does like no damage, so it's having a really hard time trying to kill that. I'll just sunburn and kill some of them guys. Some of my worldly script. So now like all my stuff's super cheap because I got my level 2. So everything just costs 1 less until I play it. It's pretty nice. You can like try to go for a big push over one or one. I'll just do that there.
Victory!
There we go. Took 25 damage, I don't even know from what. But it doesn't matter because every time you don't die and win rounds, you get 1,000 health back. So there you go, plus 1,000. But we don't go over 3,000. Alright, so first time we get a relic, so we can go crystal clear. Each time you level up, all cards in your hand cost 3. So that's bad with like this card that costs 2, because this is my hand, it would actually cost 3, so it would get increased by 1. It doesn't matter if these ones that cost 3, but like I'll get a discount on some of these cards. So this isn't good enough, I don't think, right now. I don't have enough expensive cards to make this good. And sometimes it's a downside, especially being the Scrat leader. I'll probably end up picking some more cheap cards or that won't be great. So Copycat is whenever an enemy creates a spell, add a 1-use copy of it to your deck. It costs 2 less mana, so you just get free spells from your opponent that cost less mana. This kind of like is on theme with this guy who likes to steal their stuff, so I mean there's that. And then bonus round is just generically alright. Every time you level up you get 2 walking blind dates, and what a walking blind date is it's a guy. Now here I can just actually do something useful and just show you the card itself. It's 3 costs. I'm just do lock. There we go. This is what walking blind date is. It's a 3 cost guy. He's the jack in a box with legs. He walks along and he just ignores. He doesn't target anything specifically. He just keeps walking until something. He has got taunts, so something will target it and then kill it because it's only got 2 health. And it has this little like rush thing. So as soon as you play it, it doesn't take a second to start moving. It just goes right away. But basically, when this guy is killed, you get a random 4-cost minion card. And then they've got this little thing here. Stop peeking. It's a gift. You should be ashamed of yourself. And then there's my name. But basically, a random 4-cost minion comes out of this. So you're paying 3, but you're getting a random 4. You know, one that costs more, but it's random. Sometimes it's better. Sometimes it's worse. But basically, yeah, that relic lets you summon 2 of those, so you're kind of getting, you know, a free 6 mana or something like that every time you level up. Free 6 or 8 mana, depending on the random 4 cost you get. Well, yeah, that's pretty nice. I think I'll go with, like, Stealing theme, so why not? We'll go with Copycat. Either of those would have been fun. So here we've got Cyclers. So basically, these are just cheap cards. Spire buffs on this card, even though I don't have this Empyrean army. I mean, the only difference is it grants shield to 5 instead of 3, so that's pretty minor. But basically, this guy will sit in the bridge, and if I'm he's good to like play once I'm kind of pushed past, because every 3 seconds he'll give shield to 3 random friendly ground minions, and that's pretty strong. Because shield, you know, blocks the next source of all damage from the next source of damage it takes. Well, it's kind of like mana buff, except you know, instead of giving you mana, it gives shields and stuff. So that's kind of nice. And then Swarmers, so just slightly stronger Screts. They actually don't do bad damage for how, you know, how many you usually get. So like that, that's just the cheap bridges and stuff. Buildings, we got Swarmer Totem. So basically, summons 3 Swarmers every 7 seconds. So if this summons 3 like little batches of Swarmers, it kind of paid for itself at 5 almost. But yeah, that's Swarmer Totem. And then Zap Spear. So the biggest thing with Zap Spear is its play effect you get, where it stuns all enemy minions in range for 3 seconds when played. But you need Zenchi Flow for that, and I don't think I have any Zenchi cards right now. No, I don't. But basically, like, if you have the Zenchi Toe you play, and it like stuns everything, because its radius or its range is 25, and that covers a lot of the map since its range is so big. So basically, it will stun everything for 3 seconds, and that's really powerful with that Zenchi Flow. But if you don't get that, it's a lot more underwhelming, because basically, it just stuns the closest enemy for 2 seconds and attacks 4 seconds. So it just gets some free stun value in there, which is nice. But since I don't really have any Zenchi to get this, I don't think this card's worth it. I mean, you can play it back, and it will slowly stun stuff. Sometimes it's good, and sometimes it's bad, with just like the building itself. But it also lasts for 25 seconds. And then we've got Flying. Flying's usually always pretty solid. So ATG drone, it's kind of like it's a versatile unit where it's all pretty decent against swarms just because it fires so many projectiles so fast and does 10 damage, so it can kind of mow through a bunch of little guys decently. And if there's one target, it does, you know, 70 DPS here, and that's a lot of damage, especially for a flying unit. They can just fly over something and just murder. That's what it does. It doesn't target, it only targets ground though, being a flying unit, even though it's ranged, so that's something important to note. It won't do anything against other flying units. We have Snake Druid. Snake Druid's a nice card here, especially like in adventures where you might run into more big things that are hard to deal with. So you can play this guy above him, and he'll just permanently immobilize something, pretty much. And he does pretty solid damage. And I got this Call Slitherbound, which I don't think I can do anything with. I don't think I have any Slitherbound units. But yeah, you can make an argument for Cyclers or Flying. I'm going to take Flying. Alright, so we've got Gang of Deserters. You've encountered a Gang of Deserters. Nobody move, it's just a robbery. Just hand over your goodies and no one will get hurt. So what do these guys do? So it summons 1 Legionary whenever an opponent captures a bridge. Military training now summons 2, and now they summon 4. Okay, so basically it's whenever I take bridges back, they summon Legionaries. If they get to level 3, it's kind of annoying with 4 of them, but that's really minor. And then he's just a Legionary himself, I think. I don't know, there's some random stuff there. But I'm gonna fight some Empyreans. They're being dicks.
Hello, everybody,
yep.
And welcome to
so he's just a Legionary there.
Of Minion Masters.
So his attack isn't super strong. So I can play this and I'll get this special bonus of shield while they have more XP than me, because they start with more. Because they got this might now where they start with 10 XP and increased mana generation. Basically, it's to try to make it a little bit more difficult for people playing that. I'll play Sunburn there and just that crossbow guy. That's okay. But yeah, see there, I took the bridge and then they pooped out a dude. I'll play that there. That should do some good work there. Yeah, that's kind of how air-to-ground drone works. It randomly targets stuff in the radius, but it does such high single target damage if it's only hitting one thing. I'll play Cheese Day here and see what comes out of it. And hopefully... Okay, that's actually Jolo. That's me. Except in the card form. And he's got rage. He doesn't... So he should do some pretty good damage. Oh, yeah. He's not real tanky, though. But... Yep, there he goes. He didn't live long for this one. I'll play Legionaries. Why not? Look at this. I'm stealing stuff from my opponents. So now I've got... Now I'm Empyrean. I've got a little army of Legionaries there. Put that there just so I don't take unnecessary damage. Legionaries are kind of just solid fighters. They're kind of weak to AoE because you get enough of them, but they're hard to see there. They have 160 health, I think. It's pretty just solid. I'm gonna do that, because that's good to kill those guys. Play that there in case I try to take that bridge back. Just kind of suck with it. That Scrat Swarm is pretty good. It looks like... I've got a little bit of luck. Sunburn goes away.
We have
there we go. Second round done with. Only 6 more to go. I can actually speedrun this, and well, no, I can't because I explain everything, and it takes a while to do that. Okay, so here we've got campfire. So now we get something a little bit different than relics. So we can rest. Rest wouldn't. I don't need healed, so the 1500 health doesn't do anything. But I also get this effect of getting plus 500 health permanently, so I'd have 3,500, which is okay. Call the ranks. Remove 2 cards. It's early enough to where I don't really have anything I super hate. If I was going to take Call the Ranks, I really don't know what I would take out, to be honest. It's not like everything serves its purpose here. Like, there's nothing I hate yet. They're all just solid cards. Like, Scratillery is an alright spell. Whirly Scrat's a good like melee fighter. Snake Druid has a nice use against big guys. This is a good damage dealing unit in the air. You know, so we'll dig for treasure. And treasures are basically random cards that come from masters. So like all the masters in the base game, they usually get they usually have their level ups like these here. Usually we'll give them like special cards usually, and that's like what these are here. So this is from Dora, this is from King Puff, and this is from Setsu. And I might actually take the Setsu here, where it'll be kind of fun with adventures. So basically, it's Setsu's lands somewhere, and she enters the field and attacks. And because I like decoy traps alright, but I don't have a lot of ranged units or something where I don't think the distraction's worth it. It's nice having a 1-cost thing to take the bridge. That's something. Trick Slop's okay. I've never been a big fan of it. That's not the reason why you play King Puff. You play King Puff because his level 2 perk's really powerful, but it's like a thing he has. I'm gonna go with Blast Entry though. That's kind of a fun spell. Alright, so we've got Scrat Swarm, so we have a Scrat Pack and Barrel Scrats or Armor Scrats. I like Barrel Scrats. The Barrel Shield's pretty strong. Well, I mean, it's... What are you paying 3 on these guys? I think they're alright. Even though you got your normal little shit Scrats here who just die. But, that's what we are. We're Scrat Master. We've got Horde here, so... Instead of Scrats, we can get Swarmers, which are just slightly stronger Scrats. Like if you look at this, you got 35 health, and they do 20 damage at every 1.1 second. Where a Scrat, it's got 15 health, does 10 damage every 1 second. So they're decently weaker. And these guys also have a speed of 10. That's the big thing to note, is these guys are really fast. So when they, you can play them to like try to pressure the opponent. They'll actually get to where they need to go faster. So that's kind of nice. This combustion spell's pretty strong. After a delay for an enemy to explode, dealing 50 damage to themselves and all nearby enemies every 0.2 seconds, up to 4 times. So what you can do this is you can place it like I can play combustion on like my Whirly Scrat here. My Whirly Scrat will take 50 damage 4 times, so he'll take 200 damage, but he'll deal 200 damage to like everything in a 3 cast radius around it. So this spell's actually good to use on like tanks or something where they just kind of get a bunch of things just kind of gang up on it. Whirly Scrat was a great example because he's got AoE attacks, but I really don't have any units where this would be good on just as like a high health target. Or you can also put it on like a Swarm, and they all get affected by this. And they all blow up, dealing 50 damage, probably killing themselves and a lot of stuff damage around. Yeah, that's combustion. It's kind of an interesting spell. Destruction, so you can get Fireball. I do like Fireball, and Mountain Shaper, the spell itself, or what this whole like first adventure is over. They're trying to get this legendary hammer that's got this really powerful spell where it hits the ground and just blows everything back. It takes time to charge up because it takes 25 seconds to hit max charge, but at max charge the spell's really strong. It's usually it wouldn't be hard to get more than 6 mana, so this costs 6. It wouldn't be hard to get more value out of that, to kill like 8 or 10 total mana with that at 5 charges. I think I'm gonna go with Scrat Swarm. Just because why not? Alright, so we've got apparently a bounty hunter sent to kill us because the Scrats really hate us for some reason. So we got a Sniper Scrat here. And basically as he levels up he just deals more master damage. The last level he ends up dealing 1500 damage, which will one-shot anything I have, but I've got Swarm units, so his attack's real slow, so he's not really going to have a great time against that anyways. So yeah, was look sneaking for nice bear pelts, but your hide will do. So now he's gonna wear scrat hide, apparently, if he kills us. But that's not gonna happen because he's just like, just look at him. Like, I got a sniper rifle. Like, how does that actually kill anything?
Duel!
I'll never understand. This is a nice thing about. Okay, so he plays crash tank there, so I need to actually. So see, this kind of funny thing is I can play this here. I'm kind of just doing this as an example. But he's gonna shoot it, and it's not gonna do anything because he's immune to damage right now. Okay. Probably wasn't a good time for science. But I place these little scrats here to just start doing things. Alright, okay, where's the scrat there? Alright, let me see what Blast Entry does. For Blast Entry, I leave here, and now there's no Master there. And Setsu will land here. And there you go. And Setsu's just a solid, for 2 mana, she's pretty solid. Basically how she works is she shoots 5 times, and then she's got to reload. And she's got alright health. So now she's going to shoot there, and now she's just going to reload her gun, and slowly die of the sniper. But that's whatever. Oh, okay, I gotta support that. So that unit there was actually just attack civilians specifically, but he's got rage, so he's gonna shoot once, but look at all that damage he did in that one rocket he shot. I'm just gonna play that there to start killing some stuff. Play Spirit Infusion, because why not? Got this. Sunburn, whatever. Okay, so I stole this from my opponent. Well, I'll wait for that guy to start attacking my master because he would just murder everything in one hit because he did a little area of attacks. AoE. There you go. See, my opponent kind of was getting overwhelmed by all these little shits. So I'll just do that. Yeah, okay, it killed some stuff. More strats you get overwhelmed by. AI wasted a 3 mana spell there, basically Sunburn. Alright, so I can. This is the nice thing about Blast Entry. So whenever it lands, like boom, get that bitch got the fuck out of here. But basically, it does 50 damage in that little radius, so that's kind of nice. And Setsu just attacks there. Fortunately, he does a lot of damage now, so even though she has decent health at like 300, he kind of just gets pooped on. But yeah, that's Blast Entry. It's kind of a fun one. I'll play that there to help do a bunch of damage to that. Hopefully, yeah, it should kill it before all the barrel stress stuff. We'll play Bounty Sniper. So everything I have, I got that one cost, one less thing, so that's kind of nice. This Sunburn's going to be really good there. We killed 7 mana right there, units, or 6 mana actually. And there my opponent's just going to get buried in little shits and die horribly. Yeah. Also, another thing to note with Jolo, if a match ever lasts long enough to where level 3 comes around, the swarms are all really good with this coin flip. Where, like kind of how I said before, like it can save Scrats where Scrats would usually die or get overkilled in one hit by everything. Even though that says it heals it, it like prevents the damage in a weird way. Alright, so I've got Crystal Clear again. My deck's pretty cheap. I've got a bunch of 3 cost cards and 2 cost cards, so it even doesn't do anything or makes my cards more expensive, and I don't get enough discounts. Like if I hit the HE Air to Ground Drone with this and get a 3 mana discount, that's nice, but yeah, whatever. Alright, so we've got Soaring High. Gain 2 XP whenever you play a flying minion card. So I've got Snake Druid and ATG Drone, and those are flying units I can. ATG Drone, I usually only like to play it whenever there's certain units that it doesn't immediately die. It just, like, oh hey, there's a big guy coming. Play this to start killing. Or there's a bunch of little scrats, because this can mow through. Every time it attacks, at 1 second, it can mow through like 3 or 4 scrats, so that's pretty nice too. And then Snake Druid, you can just kind of. He moves really slow at 3 speed, so you can kind of just play him in the back and maybe get value out of him eventually. So. Arcane Recovery, 33% chance to recover 4 mana when casting a spell. So I've got 1, 2, 3 spells. So basically, each of these spells will get it. So like they get a chance to give me 4 mana whenever played. So like Blast Entry is probably a spell I'm going to be playing like every time I get it for the most part. Kind of the same with Cheese Day. It's just kind of I just play this and I get a random 3 mana scrat and give it rage where it gets plus 50% damage. So a lot of times, whenever these pop up, I'll just play them because they just summon units, or yeah, basically. This one's kind of like a spell that does damage and then summons a unit. And then Scrat Artillery, it also summons units. It summons Scrats regardless, but it's mostly to deal damage because it does 50 damage 5 times, so it can do up to 250 damage in like a little random radius, which is pretty strong. So you can, it's kind of close between these two. I think I'm gonna go with Arcane Recovery though. And kind of like, so now I've got spells here, I might be more incentivized to pick up spells. Where like if I took the flying, I probably would have took Dragon, you know, Dragon Pack and Shadow Whelp, definitely. Well, we got a Scrat Swarm here too. And so this is who I'm actually playing as, Jolo the Hero Scrat. He popped up there in a card. So what's special about him? Well, he does a lot of damage for a Scrat. He's got 90 health, which is not a lot. And he moves the same speed as number Scrats. But he's got this special like thing here, 50% avoiding damage. So even though he has 90 health, he technically has like 180 because he has 50% damage reduction, kind of in a way. But it's completely dodging. So sometimes he can have more. It's kind of RNG based with that. And then he's also got this thing, gains haste when summoned if your hand's full of Scrat cards. Let's see. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 7 Scrat cards, so I could definitely engineer a hand where this isn't hard to do, where I just play all my non-Scrats, and eventually I'll get this little thing where he gets 33% attack speed and 33% movement speed if I have all Scrats in my hand. And that becomes pretty decent. He becomes a really strong DPS unit then, where I can just play him supported by like other units or something, and he'll just sit there and mow through like a tank or something, and yeah, do a bunch of damage to it. That's kind of what he does. Like, yeah, because his DPS as it is pretty strong. So once he gets haste, you add haste to that. That's turns out that's good. So I could actually activate his effects consistently, and then I'd also get this Boom Buggy. Boom Buggy's actually a pretty solid Scrat unit, but it's a pretty solid range damage dealing unit. Where basically it fires a bunch of rockets. All these little 6 of these rockets every 5 seconds all shoot up in the air and hit random targets within range. It can do up to 240 damage to one target, or it targets randomly. Yeah, it targets within range. But it turns out it does a lot of damage. It's only got, like, its DPS isn't too high, but because it attacks slow. But it's got 10 range at base, so it's got pretty long range and does a lot of damage. And it's got 180 health, so it notably does not die to fireball. So there's that. And then it's got this little Scrat Swarm thing where if you have at least 3 Scrap minions on your opponent's range against marksmanship, so it gets 12 range, so it actually becomes really, really strong with that. And then you can make an argument for destruction, because Fireball, like I said, it's always generically good. Some guy there with a shield. Oh, there's King Puff there, I never noticed that really. And then, Smite's like a stronger Fireball that costs 1 more, but it only hits ground minions, so instead of doing 170, it does 250. In the same radius, costs 1 more, but it doesn't hit flying minions, and being able to hit flying minions is a big deal sometimes. And it's got this Empyrean Army thing, but I don't have anything for Empyrean Army. So even though it probably would be better to take Destruction, just because having spells are good for me, because I got this Arcane Recovery, I'm going to take Scrat Swarm. Alright, so Unnatural Blizzard. Unnatural Blizzard. Due to day turns to night, lightning strikes all around you, hail bombards area, and gale force winds tear everything around you, not side down. Okay, so big storm, because so basically this guy, so every time this thing attacks, it casts Lightning Bolt, which I don't have the show right now, but basically it shoots a bolt and then it chains. The thing is it hits itself, so every time it attacks, it hits itself for 100. But it's basically its attack's really powerful, and that it will chain and just move through a bunch of stuff and stun it. Its level 1 perk's pretty strong here, where every 30 seconds it just randomly casts Lightning Bolt. So basically something will just randomly die every 30 seconds. So like if I only have, let's say I only have air to ground drone just sitting out there, like I just played it and it starts moving along and I have no other units, this Lightning Bolt will go off and it will just, literally just shit all over this. It's struck by lightning. Turns out this thing wasn't meant to tank Lightning Bolts, although nothing was. Unless you're Mythic, but that's a different story. So basically Lightning Bolt will just one-shot any unit that I have. The thing that's nice though is I've got a bunch of swarm shit, so a lot of times they might just randomly kill a random Scrat. So like this guy here in the back, this guy might get struck by lightning and no one cared about him in the beginning of the first place. All of his other buddies are left, so who cares? Well, that's that. The thing that's probably the scariest about this is it's level 2 and it's level 3. So level 2 is it summons 5 Stormies. So basically a Stormy is a unit that literally looks the same as this, but it's got 100... It does the same thing too, where it hits itself with chain lightning and then shoots chain lightning everywhere. And they have enough health to do it twice if they don't take any damage, because they have 120, so they hit themselves for 100, and then the next time they'd have 25 health and hit themselves again, but they'd die. The thing is, though, if you get 5 of these together, they can just completely do a bunch of damage to you. And I think the best thing I have to do anything about that is Scratillery, where it can hit flying. So ideally, I'd wait till he hits that. I'd keep Scratillery in my hand until he hits level 2, and then I would Scratillery all the little Stormies to deal with them nicely. Last entry would be okay. It would do some damage to him, and then she could take some of the things. But I don't got anything really good to tank the lightning bolts. It's kind of the problem here. Like, my tankiest unit is Whirly Scrat, and while he's, you know, kind of, it's not good. And then the level 3 is Run for the Hills, where there's 10 Stormies that pop up, and if he makes it to level 3, I probably die to that. Depends on how good of a Scratillery I have.
Showtime!
So I can just play some little Scrats. Go, you little bastards. Alright, die horribly to those. I think he'll attack him? Yeah, he will. Okay, so I don't need to kill those. Alright, so he's got some Zen-Chi stuff, because Stormy's a Zen-Chi cards. They also got the little Floss Feathers. Those aren't really Zen-Chi, but like this monkey here's a Zen-Chi. That little Shock Rock was. I'll just... Okay, well this hand's weird. So there's that lightning bolt. One of the Scrats just got completely shit all over, but that's fine. There's Stormy. You can see what Stormy does as a unit. He's gonna there, and he's just gonna hit himself and fuck all them little Scrats, and it's gonna shoot that. Oh, that's sad. Hold this. Oh my fucking sunburns. Alright, well this guy's gonna be getting super burned as I just cycled all them. And there you go, there's the lightning bolt that actually wasn't terrible for my opponent. And this spell thing is awkward. I can play some barrel scraps there. Alright, now I can try to pressure. I'm gonna play Setsu there. Whenever Setsu lands, she's gonna kill all them little annoying owls. There they go. And then she's gonna attack and do some damage to this. Luckily, she didn't get hit by that. So nicely, her range is longer than this, so as long as she's alive, she's gonna keep doing free damage to that. Which is nice. I got mana off that. I didn't pay attention because my hands got free cards in it. So many discounts. Okay. This is going to be a fun thing with this deck, because it's going to be kind of interesting to play it later. Alright, wait. Stupid healing monkey. Alright, lightning got value again. Okay, so there's the level 1. So I'm going to just do that, and then Scrat Swarm here. Oh, they moved. Okay. That was bad. I've actually got these sunburns, so that really wasn't that bad to deal with. Speaking from previous experience, though, I definitely have died to that before. So I can play Snake Druid here, and he's just going to immobilize his monkey. And he's going to be sad, because now he can't attack anything. He can also do the same to that. Fucking lightning bolt, man. It's so brutal. Alright, as long as I just play that, no, that's out of range, so because I'm bad at the game. But yeah, that's fine. Snake Druid will just slowly sit. Okay, well, all those scraps are gonna run to him nowadays.
Wow, I almost feel bad for the cleaning crew. Almost.
Fucking owls, man. Oh, look, I got a Stormy from my opponent. Oh, well, I played it and it immediately got struck by lightning. The irony. Alright, so I'm getting Zen-Chi cards from my opponent, so that's kind of fun. That's kind of one way, well, you could deal with Stormy. You play something and it just tanks the lightning bolts. Fuck your little owls. Dumb, annoying bitch. Oh, okay, I got... So this is going to do a bunch of damage, because it's, building target high DPS unit. Well, it got fucked on, but I think the Storm's dead. Nice. That Shen did some work there. He started Basically, with how he attacks, he stuns the unit, and then if the unit's stunned, he'll actually do a big blast to it. But the way the Stormy works is it takes a second to charge up to do its little zap. So basically, Shen, I think, just permanently stun locked it. Alright, so we've got campfire again. We can reduce the cost of something by 2, remove 2 cards, or rest. So if I want to remove 2 cards, I'd probably get rid of Magma Cannon. I'm definitely feeling underwhelmed by it by now, because a lot of times I'm playing it, it just is there to do nothing. Magma Cannon, and... probably something not Scrat. Like Snake Druid, maybe? I mean, I don't know. It's like I'm not losing out on much. It'd probably be Scrap Pack. I'm just gonna do this. So I'm gonna get a random card and reduce the cost of it by 2. I don't need to rest again because I have full health. Alright, so I can reduce one of these by 3. Not doing Magma Cannon because I don't play it enough. Cheese Date or Jello. We'll go with Jello. Alright, so I get more Scrats because I like them. Get Flying. Flying's nice. Drone Buzzers are kind of like Plasma Marines, but flying. They just sit back, get free damage normally. They can die pretty easily to spells and stuff, but they actually target air. Unlike the flying units I have that don't. Like that only targets ground, and that only targets ground. The little druid dude. Then I got buildings. I don't have enough spells for Dragon's Nests. So yeah, there's that. And buildings. Also something I didn't really realize about earlier. So I took this copycat of whenever your opponent cast a one-use copy, or cast a spell, I get a one-use copy that costs 2 less. And I've got this thing that I gain I got a 33% chance to gain 4 mana whenever I cast a spell. So these actually were working together really nice to where I was actually, even though I've only got like 3 spells in this deck, that's actually kind of a nice combo where I need to like, actually, I can super... I'll take this, I'm gonna hate my life because I got more cheap units. But, you know... why not? You know, it's amusing. Try to watch someone play something difficult, I guess. Or actually keep up with the pace and not burn mana. Alright, so we've got a Scrat tank here. Bringing in the big guns, not bringing on. So his auto attack's a little weaker than Jolo's, but it's alright. He just swings his little, like, chainsaw thing there. And does, I think, 60 damage or something. Anyway, so, when he levels up, he gets this level 1, creates a Scrat turret every second on each bridge. So basically, it sits at the end and just shoots bullets, and it does 40 damage per second. So it actually does pretty high damage, and it knocks stuff back. And then after that, he gets mines. So basically, mines will be little things that are just placed down every 10 seconds. And basically, since minions are retarded in this, they'll walk over the landmine and blow up horribly. And then his 3rd level, he just places more mines. So he doubles his mine production. And... basically it says, oh, it's Boss Scradjolo. Kill it. I will be a new treasure boss. Attack, boys. All loot be mine. So yeah, basically, for whatever reason, I've fought more Scrats. Jolo's just having a bad time where all of his friends in this... so this guy's like a trash can with a chainsaw. I don't know how that thing functions, but yeah. Okay, so I got drone buzzers. So Magma Cannon's actually pretty good against those. That's just gonna, yep, give 2 points. And there I was complaining about Magma Cannon, but it was actually solid there. And all my Scrats are just gonna die horribly. Oh, okay, I fired a little slowly. Alright, so I got Jolo now, so I'd like to... okay, I can't do that. I'd like to try to get to where I have all Scrat cards in my hand. So that's the Scrat turret there, it just keeps sitting there doing that. Alright, I'm just gonna play a set 2 here. Seems kind of redundant, but there's a reason behind it. Okay, I gotta play Jolo to kill shit. If I get Spirit on Jolo, it's really strong because he effectively doubles the Spirit because of his little buff thing there. There you go. So now he basically got an extra 400 health instead of 200 health because of his little... now he's gonna... yeah. So he's gonna be super tanky. It's a lot of shit for my opponent to deal with. That might actually kill the opponent. I'm not sure how they're gonna answer that. Because they don't do a lot of damage. So yeah, that's RIP opponent. So I gotta play this here because I have no master here, so there's actually nothing killing this, and it's just slowly killing me. That's kind of a... okay. Okay, so Jolo finally died. Well, turns out the rival Scrats picked the wrong gang, and they're all dead. Although there's no Joe, because... Well, actually, once the match ends, if Setsu's out, he'll land back. Oh, look, there he is. He's back. He was taking a break. Letting Setsu do the work. Gauge Prowler. Alright, so we get another relic. So Mana Mauler. Your opponent takes 10 damage while you have 10 damage per second while you have 6 or more mana. Just okay. I'll probably go with bonus round. So that's just immediate free mana stuff, and I've got a lot of like discount stuff and whatnot, so it's like just help me overwhelm my opponent even more. And Bridge Brawler is not bad, but I don't have like individually powerful units to where these buffs are stronger. Like these buffs on a Scrat are a lot less underwhelming than like these buffs on like a Whirly Scrat. That'd be okay with the AGG drone, but I don't have enough stuff. So we'll go bonus round. Alright, so we've got Horde. So basically this spell is a Skeleton Horde. One skeleton who's facing backwards because he was mentally... Well, I guess he no longer has a range. He's just a challenge skeleton in general. But anyways, basically skeletons are another type of swarm unit, but they're, you know, if you got Scrat, Swarmer, and then Skeleton, they're like, you know, your upper tier. And then that's kind of like your 3 main swarm units. Swarmers, go figure, Scrats, and Skeletons. They're like your 3 units that... These are usually summoned a lot by things. So this is just the card Skeleton Horde, where you get 9 skeletons. It's a lot of skeletons. They each have 50 health, and they do 25 damage, and they attack every 2 seconds. So, you know, since you get 9 of them, they're actually solid. Like, they actually have enough health to live a couple hits from, like, you know, weaker ranged units and other swarm units. And they do alright damage. Like, this is actually less damage than a Swarmer, so that's kind of what's nice about the Swarmers themselves, is they're super fast, and they actually, you know, they do 18 DPS, where these only do 12.5. And they move really slow at a speed of 4. I mean, it's not super slow, but, you know, compared to all the other swarm units and stuff. So that's kind of like the thing to note about Swarmers, is they're more of a DPS swarm unit, where these are just more of like a tanky swarm, because they've got 50 health per unit. So, you know, you got all these together. That's actually a fair bit of health there. If everything, you know, hits full value. Which you usually don't. Stuff usually gets overkilled. But yeah, that's Skeleton Horde. And then more Swarmers, kind of like how I was talking about earlier. So see, these actually do, you know, 18.2. We got Flying, so you can get Propeller Scrats. Basically, they're the exact same thing as normal Scrats, but they fly in the air. And yeah, it turns out giving Flying to units is pretty powerful. So instead of getting, you know, you can get 5 Scrats for 2, or you can get 3 Flying Scrats for 2. Yeah, I mean, they don't live much, they die to a lot of things, but just having the free 30 damage per second is kind of nice. And then you've got this little Nether Bat, so he's kind of... These two are really comparable. They're 2-cost melee flying units. Basically, he's got the health of 2 Scrats, but he's got the DPS of more than 3 Scrats in 1 unit. So, kind of like he does... Like, the advantage over this and this, they're functionally the same almost. Like, Nether Bat's kind of got this weird thing where he, you know, randomly teleports around. He can teleport up to 8 seconds. He'll just randomly teleport to other units. And sometimes he'll teleport somewhere horrible and get shot down easily, because he dies pretty fast. He's also super goofy looking. Like, look at that face. It's like a giant flying puppy almost, because how that bat looks. Random thought. But yeah, he's a good flying DPS unit, where he can just place him above something that won't target him, and he'll just sit there and, you know, do solid damage. Because his DPS is actually pretty good for 2 cost. Like, that's nothing to laugh at. And then we've got Destruction, so we've got Chain Lightning. It just does damage, 100 damage up to 10 targets, and has a radius of 7. Well, how this radius works is so like, say if you're here, it has to be within a radius of 7 to be able to jump to the next target. If there's nothing there, the lightning just stops. So you can target Chain Lightning somewhere, and it won't even chain anywhere. And there's nothing within this 7 radius. And then Mountain Shaper's pretty strong. It's like I can go with more Horde, but I've got a lot of Horde. We can, you know, actually get the Mountain Shaper just because one of these takes some destruction. So we've got the Magnificent here. Alright, so basically, his little wizard buff there, that's the unit he's based off of. He's got decently strong ranged attacks that does pretty alright damage. But this thing is, he's kind of got this, so every time he levels up, randomize the mana cost of all cards in both decks. And you're like, you might look at that at first and you think, well, that seems kind of pointless. Like, why would you randomize all the costs? Well, the thing about this is he's got expensive cards, and his cards can't get more expensive than 10. So, like, if he's got a 10 cost card, it's only going to stay at 10 or get cheaper. You know, and if he rolls a 1 and gets a 1 mana, like, 10 cost card, that's a big problem. And it randomized my cost. So I'm kind of sad here because I've got a lot of cheap shit. So a lot of my stuff's usually going to get more expensive. So this guy could actually be pretty damn tough. So yeah, here we go. As he's going to randomize the cost of all my cards. And then I'm going to be sad when I'm paying 7 mana for a scrap pack or something.
Get dueling.
So I think the best way I can do anything about this is try to be super aggressive. Like what I'm doing now. Okay, so there you go. The Boom Buggy will actually do okay against that. So now I'm going to get a bunch of early damage in here, even though it seems like it's kind of wasted. I need to, the more damage I can do to this guy, the earlier, the better. So now he leveled up. So I don't know how screwed I am in general. So like these actually got cheaper, which is nice. This is cheaper. Although this is actually a spell from the opponent. Alright, so I'm just going to play this here and just do damage to that. Oh, I got a red golem from it. Nice. Where the fuck? Alright, Snake Druid's good here. He's just going to permanently immobilize that as long as nothing else interferes. That's good. So yeah, this is where Snake Druid's is like really strong. So he can just indefinitely, he could just counter account with his Colossalus here for what's he got left of his wealth. Now, unfortunately, there's a unit there that, fuck, I didn't kill it. So even though I paid 8 for that Scrat Artillery there, that was an 8 cost unit that almost killed it, so it was actually worth paying 8 for it. So stealing my opponent's card's interesting, because this unit's actually really good against this Colossalus here, which is big guy with big hammer, does big swings. He's just big. Although this little wizard buff here is a problem, so I'm gonna actually swarm it down with these. I gotta wait a second. Alright, I need to Magma Storm this dragon pack. I'll Magma Storm here too. Alright, so this unit. Wow. Okay, I hit. Okay, so I hit 3 there at the end. I thought I got super unlucky the damage I was gonna do. I'm gonna give Spirit to that. So that. So yeah, all the costs are broken because this guy fucks with things. I have cost reduction stuff. It's kind of ridiculous. Oh yeah, so summon Blue Golem for some reason. He's just gonna get whipped to death because he can't. He's like, yeah, I can't hit that guy, and then he's dead. Alright, I want to play this now, so my guy should whip before his. Oh fuck! Yeah, whip, bastard. Okay. Okay, so now I summon Red Golem. Red Golem's a big boy. He does a lot of damage. And has a lot of... I hear Ghost. Oh, I gotta get... So the Walking Blind... Okay, well that was a very interesting story that just happened there. So what happened was I had Walking Blind Date. If one of the 4 cost units that exist in this game is a Ghost. So basically he summoned what is effectively a 9 cost unit. I don't know if he paid 9 for it, but he summoned a Colossalus there. The Ghost popped up, and since there was enough distraction going on, the Ghost stole the 9 cost unit right on top of his master. And basically, so yeah, he had, that was probably going to kill him. But what ended up happening was the wizard buff died and hit the Colossalus I stole and turned it into a mana buff, and then it died. So that was some absurd thing that just happened. So this red golem's probably just gonna kill him. I'm just playing spells because I've got too many spells in my hand, so whatever damage I can do with them to him is good. Yeah, there we go.
Winner, ladies and gentlemen.
So that wasn't too bad. Sometimes you can get super unlucky with that, and like I was in a scenario where I had cheat cards, and I know he always had expensive cards, so I could have gotten super unlucky with the discounts he got and the increase I got, but I didn't get so unlucky, so that's nice. So color ranks at this point in the game is really nice because I've got a bunch of shit in my deck. Like Train the Troops isn't as good because I can reduce the cost of one of these cards by 10, but I might only play that card once or twice in the whole match because I've got so many damn cards. And rest. Okay, so we're at where are we at? 7. I think we're on adventure 7 of 8, or the second to last. I'm not actually sure. So like Trainer Troops is good early because you're going to be playing that card more often, and then as your deck gets bigger, you can't play it as often, so you don't get that 2-mana discount. So I'm gonna go with Call the Ranks. I've got enough health. Like if it's another round where I end up taking a bunch of damage and I get, well, no, this is last campfire, so I won't get any more rest. But I should be okay. So I'm gonna remove 2 cards. So I really want to get rid of that Magma Cannon because even though it's indecently okay, it's been kind of underwhelming. And I like my cheap cards. Chain Lightning isn't bad. Well, I've got 3 scrap packs, and that's kind of overkill. So I'm gonna get rid of one of the scrap packs. All right, so more scrats because you know it's the Scrat Civil War actually. Yeah, so it's a counter 7 of 8. So we've got an Electric Affair here, and basically his auto attack's a little bit weaker than like what that tank scrat was. He just chops them and does some damage. It attacks pretty slow. Whenever one of Alright, so his level up is Stunning Exit. Whenever one of his scrap minions is killed, the attacker is stunned for 2 seconds. And then it's this every time. So basically this stacks. So, you know, once he's level 1, it stuns him for 2. And then once he hits level 2, it actually stuns him for 4 seconds. And then it goes to 6 seconds. So basically the idea is since he's kind of like this here, like I've got a bunch of swarm units, he's got the similar thing, but basically when his die, when he levels up, it will stun my guys, and then they'll just take free damage as they're sitting there paralyzed, doing nothing. So that's kind of fun. I don't think this will be too bad. It's also an Electric Affair. Electrocute him, new boss pays more, cheese coins. So apparently I'm underpaying my workers, so that's why they're all trying to kill me, I guess. But once you kill all the revolters, there won't be anyone left to, you know, you'll be the king again, because if there's no one to oppose you, because you kill all the ones you did, then, yeah, what does it matter? So I'll play Cheese Date. A lot of the time I'll get something that can split and take both bridges, like that. And I actually got mana refund, so I'm just going to do Chain Lightning there, just to make all them scrats super sad. And I'll just Spirit Infusion, why not? No, I might actually, no, I've got Non-Shaper. I'm just, you know that thing I said about getting Jolo Scrat Swarm? I kind of fuck. But Jolo as a unit, still okay. He does enough damage, the word. And there he goes. Alright, so there's actually some tankage there for my opponent. So I'm going to summon Setsu back here. I need the cycle cards. Summon this. Snake Druid's pretty good. I'll do this. Okay, my opponent had a pretty good Chain Lightning. It's there to help Setsu. Okay, this guy's kind of a high threat unit. Fortunately, yeah. Alright, I really need to kill that Sniper Scrat, so. Alright, Scrat Swarm. Go. So this is the annoying thing about this, is like my guys are just getting... Yeah, okay. This isn't good. Wait a card! So see, this is like that big thing, is where it's super annoying now. I'm just getting stun blocked. Might not be talking as much because I try to need to focus so I don't die horribly. Oh, so this Defenso Chopper actually has the effect of Defenso Chopper, so all my guys attacking it and just get shit all over. So he's actually really annoying to try to kill. That's something I forgot to mention. So that's what Mountain Shaper does. It fucks everything. This is gonna be a long fight. Probably. So my guys, like I can overwhelm them with shit, but they all just kill themselves unless they're ranged units. So that's kind of a problem. Anyway.
More tech.
Boom Buggy's gonna be one of my best units, probably. Okay, so I got my level 3 now, so that should help a lot. Chain Lightning's these spells are like been a godsend because whatever damage I can do with them. Now he's his last level. Okay, so maybe this bazooka's crack and finish him off. Hopefully. Okay, I think I got it. Yeah, Whew. Okay, that was a little close. I kind of underestimated that stun. I'm like, oh, right, I can't actually kill the thing because I keep dying to the swarm things keep stunning my guys when I die. Okay, yeah, that was fun. Alright. Well, now the last fight's gonna be hard because we only have that though. We got to the defenses is a nice thing where when I'm getting my shit pushed in like I did earlier, every 200 damage you take within 5 seconds you summon a warrior, which is pretty good as it turns out. Each time you level up, so I got this crystal clear again. Again, as like I said before, it's kind of bad this deck. And I start with 20% or 20 XP. I think I'm gonna take head start actually. Oh, it's Jolo. I guess. Alright. So he's got man, he's exactly the same. You have caught it to be an imposter who has secretly taken your place. Jolo boss, how did you get here? I sneak pay everyone to seek the secret quick kill. Unless useless dits. But you won't stop me. I'm new Jolo. No one shall squeaks know the truth. Okay, so apparently there's the imposter here who is functionally the same as me. They've got a lot more health because they cheat. And they also cheat with this. But I also cheat with all this shit I have that he doesn't have. So, yeah. Imposter Jolo, you're gonna die horribly. Who's the better Jolo? I am. Probably. Unless I die. Then I'm not. So yeah, leveled up instantly, get that Walking Blind Day value. This guy honestly might be easier than the last one. The last one might have been the hardest. Also, the cards in his deck are probably more broken, where they're cheaper and stuff, so there's that too. He's probably got all kinds of discounts on his shit. What? So he's got the Mountain Shaper, and I've got the Mountain Shaper. I stole it from his deck. So this is the one I stole. It cost 3 less, and this is the one I had. Jeez, Joel, you gotta put up a better fight than that. This is the final thing. Come on, man. Where's your shit at? Don't let me overwhelm you this easily. Well. Obviously, the imposter was inferior, and I just bum rushed the shit out of him. Alright, so yeah. Final boss, not final boss. That is the second chapter completed, where Jolo is... Alright, so victory. As you pick up the Mountain Shaper, a powerful shockwave blasts you back. A roar shakes the mountain, and a massive dragon lands before you. In front of it stands a shimmering projection of the Lich Queen herself. She has come for the Mountain Shaper. Oh no. Ominous victory. So yeah, I already recorded this one. So now I can, finally release these. And yeah. Woohoo. Alright, thank you everyone so much for watching. Oh, I guess also before I end this, I will make a note. I put the camera over here. Actually over here, because you see this. And I kind of failed horribly. So I fixed that later, because it's better here, because this whatever's in this bottom right corner here is more relevant. So yeah. Anyways, thanks everyone for watching, and until next time, goodbye.